All right, and welcome back for the episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Friday, July 22nd, 2022. If you like the video, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, or come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts and analysis. I'm going to keep this video a little bit shorter here. Got some obligations right after the close today, and going to be traveling around for the weekend here. I'll still get the weekend video out on Wall Street from Main Street, but in any case here, nice little pop here off the lows as we get into the final half hour, but we did have a nice pullback today on the spiders, down 1%, triple Qs down just under 2% now. You're seeing the kind of the light volume sort of kick in as we start to float off the lows. Nice little level there tagged on the spiders. Take a look here, 315, or excuse me, 393.16 was that level. We got just below that. 393.75 or 392.75 was the low of the day, and now we're kind of starting to bid a little bit off of those lows. Obviously a pullback was a little warranted here. 29-point move on the spiders in 7 sessions. You got to figure there's going to be some backing and filling at some point. You can see we came up there and pierced that whole round number of 400, got through that 418 on the SPY, and that's what triggered the pullback. Take a look on the intraday. Just got through that on the second candle of the day or third candle of the day, and pretty much just been all sellings ever since then. And then again, now we're seeing kind of the light volume kick in here on the spiders. So let's take a look at the Qs. So again, same kind of deal here. We got through, let's see what the high of the day was at 308.55. You can basically kiss this double top for all intents and purposes, 309.05, very close to that. And again, very overbought here in the near term. So basically 280 all the way up to 308 here on the triple Qs in, again, 7 sessions. So again, an overbought condition here short term, and doesn't look like anything more than that to me. So take a look at the spiders again. Volume here at 3:20 p.m. is 47.5 million on the spiders. So this is not heavy volume. I don't see institutions dumping here. It's not really that noteworthy, all things considered. So I know the Snap earnings obviously got, is obviously kind of spooking the market a little bit. Google there down 5.5%. So that's a big move down for Google and for Meta as well, obviously getting hit off of that. But here's the thing, these guys report next week. So your kind of bull case at this point is that now the bar has kind of been lowered here for both of these companies. So Snap didn't guide, and that's kind of that's really the reason why Snap sold off. Same thing with Meta and Google, but who's to say that Meta and Google don't have a really good earnings report? So there's nothing really saying that that can't happen, and now the market has kind of just created this little discount going into earnings. That is one way to look at it. Again, I don't trade in front of earnings typically, so just because it is such a gamble, but that's kind of your way to look at it here. Obviously the market responded well to Tesla, ASML, and some other names. Netflix did really well. Actually, Netflix is still doing pretty well here, holding up nicely on the day in the upper range of yesterday's candle. So a really nice week for Netflix. So again, big tech holding up well, and Snap, guys, Snap's a really small company. So just bear that in mind here, but it is getting roasted today, down 38%. Anyways, here, one of the notable things I do want to pick up here, I want to keep this video kind of short here, but take a look at rates. So the 30-year, and I tweeted this out earlier, this did trigger a head and shoulder pattern today with the close today on the 30-year. And it's even there on the weekly. It's a little sloppy there on the weekly. You did kind of stall out of this 20. I want to see what it looks like next week. But we do have a triggered head and shoulder pattern on the 30-year, so that could bring yields down. The 10-year did not trigger it. It got very close. We did try to trigger it, but by the close it bounced back up. It held that 100 moving average. So that is still safe at the current time. But we'll see what this does next week. If this does trigger, I've got to move potentially down to 2%. I don't know if it'll actually go that far down. That would be quite a fall for yields. But we'll see what we get. I mean, this is a very turbulent time. The bond market volatility is still very high. It's higher than it was during the pandemic even. So definitely wouldn't rule this out. And I just go by the charts here, but that is in play there on the 30-year. So that's TYX there. The 10-year is not quite in play yet, but I'll definitely be watching this very closely. HYG here continuing to hold up rather well. Finally filled this gap here yesterday, and looks like we didn't quite get to this one, so that was 77.56. See the highs, yeah, off by 2 pennies, very close, close enough for government work, but this is still, not even really pulling back that much, so this is still holding up okay. So HYG still kind of in play there. XHB, nice little pop today. I know I liked this level as for a potential short, but again, in this environment, like I said yesterday, I didn't take it. I said I don't really want to take it because of, the light volume, and we're seeing that kind of be in play right now. ITB making new highs here as well. Let's take a look at VNQ. Yep, so starting to play out this ABC pattern here, and it is now looking like it wants to confirm above that 50 moving average. So decent little move there for VNQ and the real estate stocks. Let's take a look at the spiders again. Yeah, starting to float up here a little bit into the final half hour. See a quick look at Fins, XLF, again pulling back here, so no confirmation above the 50 for right now, but again, just a kind of a healthy pullback pattern, nothing terrible here on the daily time frame. XHB, or excuse me, XBD, broker dealers, again, little kind of an inside, an inside to yesterday's move, inside day, pullback day, but again, this was going to be resistance. This is where it broke down. It was a failed bull flag, so there's resistance up here for sure, and you're going to need to see a lot more backing and filling if it wants to get through that. Semis did have a little bit of an outside day, so that is kind of a negative here, so that may want to come back and retest the 50, maybe retest this down sloping trend line. So semis in a little bit rougher shape. IGV, same kind of thing there, so maybe that wants to back test that trend line as well. You got the 20 moving average up sloping, so somewhere in that vicinity. XBI did pull back in as well. Pretty good outside candle there for XBI, and again, I told you guys, a lot of resistance up here. And the bull flag was clean, but it's not going to just push through that without much of a fight, so just bear that in mind. Crude, pulling back in as well, again kind of looking for lower lows here at some point, but for right now it's kind of just hanging in there, still hasn't taken this out, so we'll give it the benefit of the doubt for now. XLE, XOP, and OIH all negative today, but really kind of just chopping around here. It's take a look at OIH, has been kind of in this range for a few weeks, and same thing with XLE and XOP, so they're really just kind of hanging in there for the time being. You guys know the drill. I'm still expecting them to head lower at some point here, and then nat gas just continues to outperform what I suspected it was going to do here, but nice move, stalled out around 842. There's still, you're coming into a lot of resistance up here around 850 though, so just be aware of that. And again, it is very overbought here, but it's a volatile commodity right now, and I don't think that's not really a stretch to say. It's not much of a stretch of a statement to say that, at the very least. Anyways, dollar continues to be strong. Just doesn't want to let go of that 20 moving average. What can you say? It's still holding up really well. If this does break, that could give the markets a little bit more of a lift, and maybe gold can finally get some follow through here. We had a nice pop off the lows here in gold, but it came back off the highs, and if you take a look at that monthly trend line, that's kind of where it's struggling with right now. But if it can get back above that by the end of the month, I think gold can have a nice little push here. GDX did come kind of off the highs here, so that was a little disappointing there to see that. Silver also reversing as well. Platinum, a bit of a pullback candle there. Nothing terrible though. Platinum looks okay to me. And then palladium, nice little pop as well. This one's just all over the map here. Honestly, I may just stop covering palladium because it's just such a thin commodity at the, for the most part, unless it does something really nuts, like really starts to blow up. It's just really hard to get a read on it. So, and unless you guys really want me to cover it every single day, I will. But overall, it's just very hard because it's such a thin market. But anyways, copper here, possibly. So now what we're seeing on copper is this maybe starting to build a base here. So we got that tail candle, and now it's starting to, you got a small little inside bar there with sideways consolidation, so you could be building an ABC up pattern here on copper. That does look like it is a possibility here, so we'll definitely take a look, but obviously you have to get above this red bar, this red bar right here, and that 20 moving average. That's really your first step. If you can do that, then we can get a move up to maybe like 3.6 or maybe 3.65, and then maybe 3.8 or something like that. But that's really, copper's kind of got its work cut out for it at the moment. And then if we go to Ether and Bitcoin, again, little pullback. We tried to pop a little bit today, came off the highs. Again, a lot of resistance up here. It's going to need to do more backing and filling Same thing with Bitcoin here, but not a bad little consolidation pattern here for the cryptos. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt for now. They're holding up okay. All right, gonna wrap it up here. Again, I wanted to just keep it short and sweet. Got some stuff going on right after the close today, and again, really to me, this was just kind of a light volume pullback. Take a look. I mean, and here you go. So nice little bid. See how little volume it takes to get the market off the lows here. So that's why, I've been saying, like, we don't want to really short right now, because we're in the summer doldrums. The old saying is never short a dull market. I think there will be a time for that, but we're not quite there yet. So we just got to stay patient and ride this out. If you want to get in on that, we will be doing it. Come find me on Carnivore Trades, and we're having a killer year so far. So if you want to get in on that, get in now before the price goes up at the end of the month. Anyways, guys, going to wrap it up here. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll talk to you all next week.